Sensitivity readers rule. It blows my mind that any author could justify not using them to improve their book. I worked with at least 18 different sensitivity readers and fact checkers for my book Up Fairy Tales, and they all not only helped me check my own biases or inaccuracies, but those notes made my writing better. Now I'm going to say up front what sensitivity readers make clear in their contracts, that their feedback does not represent entire populations, that other people may have critiques of how I wrote some cultures and characters and situations, despite getting feedback from other people. In other words, you can't hire a sensitivity reader and then complain if someone else has critical notes. I'm positive that I will get critical notes because I am one lady who's mostly white that adapted folktales from all over the world, but at least I know I did it in the best way I could. And I loved the collaborative element of working with all of these readers. Every sensitivity reader works a little differently. Some of them gave me extensive background information on the setting and the cultures I was writing about to help me ground the story. But others consider their job to exclusively point out if something is offensive or problematic, and believe it is on the author to do their own research for the rest of it. Other editors asked if I'd be open to general editorial feedback, but most offer those services separately or as an extra charge. Obviously, I enjoyed the very thorough notes because I second-guess myself constantly, so it was nice to have all of that info. But I completely respect those folks who prefer to keep it more concise. Most of my readers were giving me feedback on issues concerning race and culture, but I did seek out a reader for one tale that has some sexual violence in it because, that's dicey as hell. You can get sensitivity readers for all sorts of representation, whether it's queer rep or disability, triggering experiences, you name it. Generally, you do have to pay for these services out of your own dime, so I can see it being tricky to do if you don't have a traditional publishing deal with the advance to budget this, but you should budget it just the same. Some readers I hired work independently, and some work with editorial groups who match you with the editors they think best fit your needs. I found several on the freelancing app Fiverr. Some prefer to remain anonymous, and some like to be credited. You can read the full list of those who asked for a nod in my book. We'll quickly shout out a couple here. Two groups I worked with were Tesseract Creatives and Salt and Sage Books. They were wonderful. Some individual readers who encouraged me to publicize their work are Antara Dutt, who helped with my 2 Indian folktales, and Isabel Felix, who worked with me on my Haitian tale. They were wonderful. I highly recommend their work. I go more in depth on how my sensitivity readers work with me on the specific tales over on my Patreon. And luckily, most of my feedback was very manageable. I only had one fairy tale that I really bombed in the first draft, and I'll discuss that in its own video. Most of my sensitivity readers expressed how much fun they had editing the book, which was also really, really nice, and hopefully gives you further incentive to pre-order it, perhaps. Up Fairy Tales comes out on October 7th!